Tell me your name and where you're from.
My name is Ariel Kerr, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So my journey had a lot of start and stops, but the most memorable was I was 13 years old and I just gotten my first championship win back home in my home country. And next year I faced a lot of hardships trying to go up in age groups, and so I lost that entire year. And I actually quit. And my mom told me, if you're gonna quit, you gotta quit the right way. Put up your spikes and put it away. So I walked and I let it down in the center of the field near the track. And as she was driving away, something just told me I can't leave my spikes there. I can't do that. So I went back and picked it up. And then I quit again a couple of years before that. And then I came back once again and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this thing called college, because I saw my brother did college soccer. And so I tried, then COVID hit, and then I tried again. And right before I quit, I finally broke into the 11-second, 10-second barrier. And then I reached out to Central Missouri on a scholarship, and at the time Kip Driver was the coach, and Christopher Goodwin was the GA to be, and he was an international student that was just there for me. So when they actually reached out and believed in me to bring me across the Caribbean Sea into the Americas, this is when my journey changed. So it's just been up and down. I quit, and then people have been believing in me all the way along. It hasn't been just me, it's been a whole coalition of people. I always tell people I run in a straight line. I run the turn by chance, and I will repeat that again. I run the turn by chance. It's a great chance and a great privilege to do it by chance, but the straightaway is my heart. It's my pride, my joy. It's where I invest all my time, mentally, emotionally, physically. It's where it beats me mentally before I beat it back physically. It's where sometimes I just win and I just go into the zone. The 100 meters is my heart, my pride and joy. I will always be on my sleeves, nothing else. This year, right now we're in preseason, but this year looking forward, I've written this thing on my phone. I could pull it out for you, but I know it by heart. That's how passionate I am about it. I changed so much as an athlete after being injured last year that this year, it is about healthy, but it's a different type of healthy. Normally you would count days towards a championship, being a senior in UCM track and field. But I just told myself, you need 1,000 days. 1,000 days of healthy, strict, consistent practices with continuous development. That's every day doing what you're supposed to do. Nothing more, nothing less. Not trying to outdo anything that you did before, just hitting what coach tells you, because whatever coach tells you to do, he's going to develop you for that. And so I want to hit 1,000 days of healthiness, of just consistent healthiness. And I've broken it up into 150 days at a time, because 1,000 days of just practicing is that's years if you think about it. It's 365 days in a year, 366 in a leap year. Think about 1,000 days, that's at least 3.5 years. And right now we are 3.5 years from 2028 in a sense. So it's kind of a ballpark hit and miss for me, but out of 150 days, I just completed 90 days of healthy, consistent practices. And so it feels really good, because I already feel so much fitter than I've ever been in my lifetime. I think it's gonna be seen very soon how good I am. Previous years, I came here as a freshman, and I said I came here with a lot of development ahead of me, and that happened a lot the first year. But I also didn't know how to manage that muscular fatigue that came upon me as a freshman, switching into a program as intense as college track and field in D2. And so the first half of that year was really good. It was a big high rise, and then second half when my team needed the most, Central Missouri qualified for nationals, and we went to Pueblo, Colorado for the 4x1. Previously, right before that, I had a small minor injury at our conference championships, and I was recovering, but I also wasn't doing the right things every single time and being consistent like I am striving to do now. And so it caught up with me on that day, and that was the beginning of my injuries, and I kind of didn't learn from that for 3 years. I'm a senior now. I pulled my hamstring, and I cost my team qualification into the finals, and we went in ranked number 5 that year. I cost them the qualification. I didn't even pass the baton onto the second leg. So it was all a lot of learning because of inexperience. I gained more experience the second year, and so as a sophomore, we made finals. We went into that 4x1 again, ranked number 1, and that's my trophy you saw. That's when we came second, and I led off, and this time I made sure that I wasn't just passing the baton off, but I was passing it in first, and I was the best Division II starter there was that year. No questions asked. I really was. And I made sure that I corrected that. But I also wasn't healthy yet still. I was still functioning on like 60% of my effort. The rest was just 40% hard. And everything that everyone believed in me behind that. And going into junior year, being a national runner-up, that fueled me so much that I started doing more than what was required of me. So every practice, even though I'd hit times, I would hit like 2 seconds under the time, or 0.5 seconds under the time. And those little times catch up, because in the end of my career, I'll probably sprint like 100 meters in like only under 10 minutes of my career. I've been sprinting 100 meters when you count all the 10 seconds and 9 seconds together. But all those milliseconds that you run in practice, your legs experience fatigue. Your legs have an expiry date on them. You're just trying to make the best of what you can before those legs expire. Whether it's forcefully or not, it's gonna expire. This is not forever. This is a sport filled for youth mind and youth mentality. Body and spirit follows along with that, but it's the mentality. And so that mentality wasn't there for me. It wasn't mature enough to understand that doing the exact work or the way it's meant to be done is gonna help prolong my healthiness. And so that suffered, and I overworked in the preseason, and I had a bulge disc, and so that dismembered my entire posterior chain, where I couldn't even walk properly to classes on campus. I tried to come back December, and then I pulled my hamstring, and it just kept switching sides and different hamstrings. And so that's the same posterior chain where the lower back can support my glutes can't support my hamstrings, my hamstring can't support my calves. And so there's no power when I'm running. And when I'm trying to run and run healthy, quote unquote healthy, it's straining. And so that happened to me really badly when I finally hit my stride again. Right after missing qualifications for indoors, and maybe not my only race, opening my season at conference and still making finals and finishing top 17 in the nation out of one race. It was bad. It was a bad injury when I stepped outdoors, and I extended from 60 to 100. And so at exactly 60 meters, that's all my legs had. After 60 meters, I pulled up, and I completely dislocated or dismembered that neuromuscular junction in my semitendinosus and rhamnosus to inside hamstring muscles. And so now I have had to relearn and become the athlete that I am today talking. It's just one who is mature and who knows that just doing the workout is enough. And that's going to get you to where you're supposed to be until you aim for the next goal. A lot of micro goals lead to greater goals. And so that's how you get the big goals. You can't you aim high to miss high, but to aim high, you got to step in small steps to be consistent, so that that high goal becomes a small goal when you aim for the next high goal. It's a mind game, like I said, a ballpark of mind games. But when you really understand it, and really understand health in this sport, in any sport, you would succeed.